Jack Burton, and Carolina has a touchdown.
So they're like, oh, well, we need real players. Oh, okay. So, you need a quarterback? Sure.
Another opportunity, spins out of a sack, throws it to the back of the end zone. He's got his man. Touchdown, New Orleans. He's
Up
gone.
to the 30. He's gone, baby. My goodness. Somebody cool off that man's feet because they're on fire.
This is going to explode big time.
Eleven Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
It's time for the Week 5 Fan Night Game of the Week. Welcome to the Eye in Anchorage, Alaska. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on the 11 Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. I am Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator tonight. Alongside me in the booth is the Hall of Famer, the Bronze Bomber, the quarterback of the Mexico City Aztecs, the man featured in the documentary that you just watched, Matt Wilson. With us tonight on Stats, Stephen Hacker and Optimus Klein. Matt, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Ready for a nap. Just kidding. I'm ready for some football.
You better not be ready for a nap. Hey, Matt, these two teams last met in Season 12 where Alaska stomped on Queen City in a 51-21 victory. But maybe the script has been flipped. Queen City's the winner of their last two games, whereas our three-time champs have lost two in a row. Although, when is the last time that the Storm lost three in a row, you might ask? How about never? Queen City is looking to make a statement with a win over the defending champs, but Alaska's looking to stop the skid. Matt, what do we have to look forward to here in Alaska tonight?
Well, Queen City's Caswell was super efficient last week, completing 79% of his passes for over 300 yards and a pair of touchdowns. They'll need a similar performance tonight. Alaska needs to show some semblance of a running game. Last week against Mexico City, they put up a total of 64 yards and under 3 yards a carry. Now, I'm not expecting a 200-yard performance, but you need to move
Good evening, everyone. I am Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator tonight. Alongside me,
the chains in critical situations and score in the red zone. Will Queen City continue their winning ways, or will Alaska finally break this unprecedented losing streak? Mike, there's only one way to find out, and that's on the field.
All right, on the field it is. So let's head down to the field where we are getting ready for kickoff. Alaska wearing some maroon-looking uniforms tonight, Matt, with some white helmets. Queen City in the white jerseys, black helmets, and, you know, those stylish green pants. Again, I'm Mike Daggs, joined in the booth with Matt Wilson, and we are underway here in Alaska. That kick halfway deep in the end zone, and he is not returning that one out. Davos Sanchez taking a knee, and A.J. Caswell, the quarterback of the Queen City Corsairs, will lead his offense out onto the field. Caswell is joined on offense by a few star players, Matt. Jared Willis, coming over in free agency from Chicago, is the halfback. Wide receivers are Chris Curtis and Stephen Hacker, and undrafted rookie tight end James Matthew Jr. Caswell under center to get things going here tonight. Will throw an out route. That one is complete for a short gain of about 4 yards, hauled in by Hacker. Brings up a 2nd down and 6.
Yep, good enough as a run. Queen City's kind of been struggling in the run, too, as Willis is under 3 as well. So maybe they're just deciding to go with the short passing game and substitute, at least early on.
Split backs in the backfield. Caswell in the gun, 2 wide receivers. Caswell looking to throw, fires to the top of the screen. That one's picked off. Intercepted early, and Alaska is looking to flip that strip back right away.
Well, that's how you do it. Make a statement pick. We mentioned how efficient Caswell was in the opening, and here he just throws it out, but then it's completely undercut. Receiver, you can't do that. You got to help your quarterback there, but heck of a play.
Caswell with no interceptions last week, already 1 tonight, and we are only 36 seconds into this ball game. But now Ron Cochran's going to get his chance out here on the field. He is the quarterback of the Alaska Storm, under center with split backs in the backfield. Handing that ball off, running up the middle for a gain of about 6 yards is the fullback J.W. Doyle. Let's take a look at those other star players. You just mentioned fullback J.W. Doyle. He also came to this team in free agency, coming over from Oklahoma City. This is his 3rd season in the league. Wide receivers, there's a trio.
Substitute, at least early on.
Split backs of them, Robert Merrill, Jeff Como, and the one and only Optimus Klein. 3 receivers set on 2nd down and 4. Doyle taking the handoff again, this time stuffed at the line. Gains only a yard, will bring up a 3rd down and 3. Let's take a look at the key players here on the Queen City Corsair defense. Defensive ends Jeff Duffy and Kyrie Hasten are joined by linebacker Avery King. King now in his 7th season in the league. Tanner Hendricks and Pharaoh Rains are the corners. The safeties are Achilles Frank and Nacho Sicario. 3rd down and 3 coming up. Cochran back to throw, fires an out route to the top of the screen, good for 1st down yardage. Spinning his way up to the 14-yard line is Jeff Como for an Alaska 1st down. We are inside the red zone.
Got way too much space. Queen City was playing off, Queen City was playing off, and Alaska's like, that's our bread and butter. Keep doing that all game long. Ron Cochran's going to feast on this defense.
Cochran 21 of 34 last week, 227 yards, had a touchdown, but did have a pair of interceptions. And that proved to be the difference in that game. Offset I formation, ball handed off to Doyle, scrambling his way up the middle and pulling some defenders with him. Gains his way all the way up to the 5-yard line. Bring up a 2nd down and 1.
They must have listened to me about the running game, huh? Using it early and often, and this is where it's got to pay off. You're at the 5-yard line, give it to Doyle again, let him get that 1st down, and then maybe you run someone else or throw a quick outer in and see what happens.
And that ball's handed off to Stanley Nordellis, and he is just absolutely leveled in the backfield. No gain on that play, 3rd and 1.
He's not paid highly for nothing, folks. It looked like he bounced off a freaking padded house.
I was just going to say a wall, but that was awfully specific.
No, it's a whole house. I hope they're running it. This could be interesting.
3rd down and 1. Ball is handed off, and he's running up the middle and into the end zone. There's J.W. Doyle with his 1st touchdown of the night.
And there you go, Mike. They got in the red zone, and they pounded the ball. And Doyle, just great blocking, gets in the end zone, nice and simple. That way, it doesn't put Ron Cochran at so much of a risk of turning the ball over and getting sacked.
6 plays and 24 yards there in the end zone. J.W. Doyle.
Let him get that 1st down, and then maybe
with most of those yards, Matt, he accounted for 21 yards on that drive on 4 rushing attempts. Averaged over 5 yards a carry, so I think that was a little bit more along the lines of what you wanted to see.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be huge yards. It just has to be key yards, and they weren't getting that last week against Mexico City at all.
No, this looks like this almost looks like the Alaska offense of last season. You know, it's not what we've seen the past couple of weeks. You know, really yet this season. We haven't really seen a predominantly featured running attack.
Yeah, and you know, there is always more of an opportunistic set up the pass, but if you don't have any running attack, it's very hard to move the ball in this league.
Aaron DeHood kicks it away. That one is going to be returned by Sanchez. Running up the middle, and he has some blockers out in front of him. Good return by Sanchez up to the 31-yard line. Will give Caswell some. Oh, gosh, there goes Corey Page. He's down.
Guys, check him out. Is he okay?
Well,
anyone?
See what happened to Page here.
He get.
And just. He just crumpled.
Could be a ligament. Could be a knee. Could be a cramp. But
we'll find out. Could have gotten poked in the eye. Matt Wilson special.
No, it's a lower body injury. I didn't poke anybody.
I'm just saying. You have a history, Matt. For those that don't know, I'd have to see what game it was. But
always wear a visor, folks.
Yeah, Matt's got a bad habit of poking defenders in the eye. So Caswell not afraid after throwing a pick on his last possession to go right back to the air. This time throwing to the top of the screen and complete. And they're going to go right back into the hurry up in a 5-wide formation. Chris Curtis with that reception. Matt, is this a surprise?
I don't know. Optimus Klein. Dominguez is licking his chops, and I wouldn't.
Well, that one's complete over the middle, and we're already past midfield, so we'll see if Dominguez can put a stop to this. But I think the Corsairs liked what they saw of the defense, and they're trying to take advantage. Another quick pass over the middle. That one almost picked off, but it's caught off the hands of an Alaska defender and into the hands of a Corsair.
And we love deflection catches.
Caswell running out of gas as he casually gets his way back up to the line. Caswell throwing over the middle again, complete yet again, and we are inside the red zone. First down and 10 from the 14-yard line.
Yeah,
Queen
I just
City
keep
looking
going,
to answer quick.
going over the underneath. It's working, so why not keep running it?
All sorts of room at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
And that one fired into the end zone, and it's a Queen City touchdown. That's how you respond. Touchdown, James Matthew Jr., his second touchdown on the season.
I mean, I love a good no-huddle, Mike. And that was, how often do we see teams run it? When they do, it seems to be very fruitful. Again, right in the middle of the field, wide open. They saw a set they liked from Alaska's defense, and they're just like, well, we're just going to expose it. And they did expose it. So
just like that, Queen City, 5 plays, 75 yards, and into the end zone on an 11-yard touchdown pass to the undrafted rookie tight end. And we will see this extra point. Low snap. Oh, nearly blocked, but it is up and through. We are all tied back up. 6 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We're going to take a short break. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on the 11 Sports Network. And welcome back to the Eye in Anchorage, Alaska. Ricky Matthews, the kicker punter for Queen City, has the ball teed up, ready to kick it back to the Storm. It's actually his first kickoff of the night, as Alaska's first possession was the result of an interception. Robert Merrill on the return. He gets it up to the 32-yard line, and that is where the Storm will take over. Join us live in the chat on Twitch. If you go to twitch.tv/11sportsnext, you too can become part of the live chat that is taking place there. You can see a copy of it on your screen right now. I appreciate everybody joining us on Twitch and anywhere that the 11 Sports Network is carried. 3 receivers set for Cochran. Quick pass to the bottom of the screen. That one complete to Optimus Klein. And update on Corey Page, shoulder tendonitis. It was not a lower body injury.
Huh. Well, he will be missed, but as SFL has, he'll be back next week, folks, on the field.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. AJ Today, Jackson TMG82, I'm an effing problem. Frank Champ 99, Base Scout XI Nacho, Queen City GM, Look Alive 24, Drek 900, and so many more. Appreciate everybody being here as that run is taken by Nortellis, and Avery King was having absolutely none of that. 23, now 24 tackles on the season for King, one of the all-time leading tacklers in SFL history.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Nordellis runs. They have not been very fruitful. The bouncy house continues.
Hand it off to Doyle, or bench all your running backs and just go with receivers. Cochran to throw, that one going straight over the middle, and that one is complete. Hauled in by the tight end, Mark Myers. First down up at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, Cochran threaded the needle here. Whoa, almost picked off. Gotta be careful. That might not be open next time.
Ron Cochran has, coming into tonight's game, 1,353 yards. That's second in the league, but he's also got 10 picks, which is also second in the league. As you can see the passing yard leaders on the screen coming into the week. Cochran going deep over the middle. That one is complete. Hauled in all the way up at the 31-yard line. Jeff Como with another reception. And Matt, Jeff Como's a great receiver to have on your team. 6'6", 215 pounds. His 4th season in the league, all with the Alaska Storm. He's got 24 receptions and over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns coming into tonight's game.
Yeah, Alaska's receivers should be illegal about how tall they are.
Split backs in the backfield. That one handed off to Doyle. Short gain on the play brings up a 2nd down and 8.
Now, Queen City doesn't typically run a 4-3 defense. Will definitely, mostly be a nickel, and that would, for me, give you the advantage of running the ball up the middle. So we'll see if they feed Doyle again, like we see here, or if they decide to, say whatever, we're gonna throw it.
And there is that nickel defense, and they will throw it. That one going over the middle to Klein, complete. Klein's another difficult receiver to cover, Matt. 6'4", 225 pounds, 6 seasons in the league, all with Alaska. Alaska's had a lot of players that have been here for their entire careers. There's something to be said for that continuity.
And Optimus being a former tight end, look at him just drive those people forward. Every yard counts.
So we take a look at Optimus Klein there. Trips formation to the bottom of the screen. Looks like man coverage out of the defense. Cochran back to throw, fires towards the end zone, and it's in for a touchdown. Jeff Como puts some more points on the board.
Too easy. He's open right. Well, never mind. Como with a great route. Beats us in the middle of the zone and just reels it in. And Alaska's offense has scored more points than they did against Mexico City already.
Yes, well, they're currently tied with that, Matt. They lost to Mexico City 33-13. So
I'm assuming this this burly man, this Janikowski of a kicker will make this extra point.
260 pounds of Ron Dahoud.
How tall is he?
Up and through. He is 6'2", Matt.
So I guess they could put him on the O line if necessary.
Oh yeah, he's an all-purpose kicker.
Man.
So yeah, it's rare territory for Alaska, having lost 2 in a row. They've never lost 3. Losing last week to Mexico City 33-13. Next week they take on Vancouver, who currently sits at 2-3. Tonight, obviously, taking on the Queen City Corsairs, who are 2-1. They lost their opener and then have won 2 straight. They won last week against Oklahoma City 33-17. So, some teams that can certainly put some points on the board, and already have seen 21 points here only in the first quarter.
Yeah, I would say Alaska's opponents have probably been slightly more difficult than Queen City, so it's anytime you play Alaska, it's a step up in competition. It's a good barometer to see where your team's really at when you play the 2-time champs.
So let's see what Caswell and his offense can do. See if they can answer back again. Quick no huddle last time. Caswell under pressure hit as he throws the ball, and that one is ruled incomplete.
Is Caswell okay? He got decapitated.
He got absolutely leveled. Hey, Matt, let's take this opportunity to take a look at these key players on the Alaska Storm defense. First they picked the ball off, so I can't say anything about them there. And then the no huddle didn't give me any time. So, hey, you mentioned Alex Dominguez, known as Big Sexy, number 69. He's been on the team 6 seasons. He plays defensive tackle. The inside linebacker is Frank Champion. Corners are Ryan Davidson and Evan Carroll. The safeties are Ryan Tobin and Andrew Francis. 2nd down and 10. That pass is checked down to Willis. Gains only a yard, and it'll bring up a 3rd and long 9.
The longest 9 yards. I'd like to see Queen City come up with the empty backfield there. It seemed to work really well against the Alaska D. Oh, hey, there you go.
Matt asks, and he receives. High snap for Caswell. Out route to the bottom of the screen. Curtis gets it, and he gets the first down. I wasn't sure if he got that or if he had stepped out, Matt.
That's a close one. I don't know if you want to. I'd say, the first half timeouts are made to be spent on challenges. So let's see if we get a better look. Ooh, I think he's in bounds, but I don't know if he got pushed out.
We'll see
for the marker or not.
Coach Max Paul is never afraid to throw the challenge flag, and there it is. There it is, and Matt, it seems like anytime I watch a challenge from Max Paul, he always wins.
It's rigged. Rep 62. He's got to miss.
I'm pretty sure he pays.
Okay, let's watch the feet. I think he's.
I think he extended. Oh, here we go. Here's a great angle, and it's right at the line. So this could go either way. Let's see. what the ref says.
After review, the call on the field is overturned.
And the
Of
call
course,
is
Max Paul gets his
overturned.
way.
And Max Paul wins another challenge.
Well, that's
Wow.
a bummer for Queen City. That's 4th down now.
Yep, that'll put an end to this drive. 4th down and inches, and Ricky Matthews is on the field to punt. Shout out to everybody in the chat. There's even more people than there was before, Matt. Now, Mightier X is joining us. A Frank 1082. Looks like somebody new in the chat. Doors for sale. He says, what league is this? This is the Simulation Football League. You can find our website at simulationfl.net. There you can find a link to join our Discord community, and you can become part of the action. You could get a player on the field. You could become part of our beat writing team. You could become part of the stats team. You could become part of the broadcast team. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do here in the SFL, and you can
just
also
enjoy our company.
You could just enjoy our company. You could just be a fan. You could just join the Discord community and be a fan. Nothing wrong with that either. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, all those platforms. Cochran throws over the middle and picking up right where he left off with a quick pass to the tight end, Mark Myers. Another 1st down, already back in Queen City territory.
Yeah, I'm having bad flashbacks. Last season, Mexico City ran a defense similar to that, and you saw there's nobody. There's no linebackers gumming up the middle of the field for Cochran, and if Queen City doesn't make some adjustments or get a turnover here, it could be a long night for the Corsairs.
3 wide for the Storm. Cochran under center. Will throw. Pressure coming down. He goes. Sacked on the play.
I didn't get the number on that speeding car, but
Looks like Tommy Smith.
Big Tony Smith.
Tommy Smith.
Tommy Smith.
Tommy
Oh
Smith.
boy,
Tommy
68
Guns.
better watch out for the pink slip, because that was a horrible job of blocking, and Cochran just got blasted.
Smith is a 6'7", 328-pound monster. You know,
Yeah,
and
I
Matt,
don't-
I was going to mention Cochran. He was only sacked once last week. I thought that might be something that Queen City was going to try to focus on. Jeff Duffy, the defensive end, had 3 sacks all by himself last week. So be interesting to see if he can get to Cochran tonight. Cochran making up for the sack there with a nice gain, 3rd down and 3 with that pass to Robert Merrill.
The tough part about getting pressure on Alaska is they tend to run quicker routes, so you better have good coverage. If you can force Cochran to sit in the pocket for a while, then your pass rush can get there. But if not, then it's all for naught. It's a non-factor. Look again how far back Queen City is.
Yeah, they're playing past the sticks.
Watch out for the slant.
Quick slant or out route, and
Yep.
there you go. 1st down to Optimus Klein as he bowls over the defender. Absolutely crushing Pharaoh Reigns.
Yeah.
1st down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Vancouver Legion joining us in the chat now as well, Matt. Your boy Andy Hamilton.
You know, he's your son, remember?
he did claim that at one point. It's grossly exaggerated rumors, I think. Doyle with the handoff, running up the middle, gains 5. Will bring up a 2nd down and 5.
And that's what I'm talking about. There you go. There's that not spectacular, but just moving the chains kind of running game. I didn't get a 1st down, but he didn't lose yards. You know, he didn't get 2 yards. He got a big 5 yards. And now Alaska's short passing game, or another run, or a screen.
Well, they have all kinds of options when it's 2nd and 5. Right?
Yes.
I mean, they could throw a short pass, another run. Doyle running straight up the middle. Avery King having absolutely none of that run.
Yeah, King's been a big part of plugging up that middle. So now I would think you'd have to pass the ball. And if I'm Queen City, you got to play up closer to the line. You're just giving Alaska these 1st downs. Let's see. Yeah, this is a little bit closer.
Some press coverage on the outsides. Cochran to throw. Has all day. Checks it down to Doyle in the backfield. The receivers were well covered, but nobody was playing up on Doyle. That'll be another Alaska 1st down, and quite likely the last play here in the 1st quarter.
Well, Doyle got a big head of steam there, and he just couldn't be brought down. So
That is the last play in the 1st quarter. Your score after 1 quarter of play: Queen City 7, Alaska 14. We'll be back after a brief break. Stay with us.
That was a heat-seeking missile.
Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on the 11 Sports Network is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library, and Custom Music House, and brought to you in part by Fuel Beyond Imagination. Visit the all-new SFLinteractive.net today. By Matt Doyle Designs, the official branding partner of the SFL. And by MediaTek Institute, turn your passion into your profession. Aerial shots brought to you by Airviews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage, such as these beautiful shots of Anchorage, Alaska, that you saw there. So welcome back. One quarter of play in the books. Queen City 7, Alaska Storm 14. I am Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator, joined in the booth with the Hall of Fame quarterback of the Mexico City Aztecs, Matt Wilson. Let's get this second quarter started. Cochran back to throw, 4 wide, throws over the middle, and that one is complete for a gain of 7 all the way up to the 11-yard line. And Matt, what does Queen City need to do to shut down this Alaska offense? Because they've been moving this ball with ease.
Well, you saw Exhibit A right there. The middle of the field's wide open. They need to quit it. They need to get a pick. They need to get a tip. They need to get something because Alaska's eating them alive.
Doyle with the handoff, running off tackle to the left and straight into the end zone, nearly on. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for the Storm. They are on fire tonight.
2 rushing. Doyle just going to take this to the outside, and I mean, look at this blocking. Good seal there. Good seal by Nordellis. Oh gosh. When you get blown up by Nordellis, you should just get cut. Done. Contract. I mean, this is the guy that looks like he gets hit. You know,
he does fall down quite easy.
Yeah. Like the old
Aaron Dahoud on for the extra point try to extend this lead even further.
I think he's got one of those medical alert buttons. Help I fall and I can't get up.
Kick is up and through. Queen City now trailing by 2 touchdowns. And Matt, the upcoming broadcast schedule on 11 Sports is on your screen now. Tomorrow night we have a pair of games, another doubleheader. The Atlanta Swarm will head to New Orleans to take on the Pharaohs. Then at 8:30 Central Time, Denver will head to Houston. They will take on the Hyenas. All of those games will be featured on the 11 Sports Network. That kick to Sanchez deep into the end zone. He will take a knee. Matt, so far the difference in this ball game has been, obviously the result of the possessions. Both teams have had 3 possessions apiece. They've ended quite differently. Alaska had a rushing touchdown, then a passing touchdown, now another rushing touchdown. Queen City, on the other hand, ended their first drive with a pick after 2 plays. Got a touchdown on the second drive, but on their third drive, 4 plays and a punt.
Have they run the ball yet? I'm still waiting.
They've thrown it to Willis, and now just went down with a sack. There he is, Matt. You called his name earlier. Big Sexy with his first sack of the night.
The Goodyear blimp has shown up.
The blimp has arrived.
The Hindenburg.
Alex Dominguez is the all-time sack leader in the SFL, and it's not even close. Triple-digit sack numbers, and nobody else is anywhere near that. 2 sacks on the season, now 3, having a somewhat quiet season.
Whoa.
But Chris Curtis heading to the...
Curtis was looking to take out somebody on the sidelines. I don't think the Alaska sidelines is
he was just going to find some Gatorade. He was thirsty. He was going to get some Gatorade, Matt. 3rd down and 3 coming up.
Or some sunscreen.
And I think it's... I think it's critical here that the Corsairs are able to convert this, keep this drive going. Play action to Willis. Out route wide open at the top of the screen, and there you go. First down, Chris Curtis. Nope, I think that's, that was Stephen Hacker. Excuse me. Sorry, Stephen. Shout out to our stats team, Stephen Hacker and Optimus Klein, both helping us out on stats, as well as having players in the league.
Opposing stats.
You can, opposing team stats tonight. I think they're both just basically keeping each other in check and making sure that, everything's on the up and up. Caswell, pump fake, throws over the middle. That was complete. Ow, painful hit.
I like this.
And back to the hurry up we go. Stephen Hacker with that reception. The no huddle was how they scored that 1 touchdown drive, so let's see if it pays off again. Checking it down to Willis, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Able to regain 3 of them, but it's a loss of 2 on the play.
A few less receiving options, though, with 2 tight ends and a halfback.
Hey, tight ends are people too, Matt. Checking it down to Willis again, this time hit right at the line, brought down by Ryan Davidson. No gain on the play will bring up a 3rd and a long 12, and still in the hurry up. Matt, would you have regrouped on that one?
Don't check it down to your halfback again. It's not going to go well for you.
Throwing over the middle and nearly intercepted right in and out of the hands of the linebacker. That was Jimmy Mengiver.
Commentator Curse. I like the no huddle, but you saw that they weren't getting much production out of it out of play 2, and so that's what I would have been like. We need to change some formations here, and now good old Ricky Matthews going to try to pin him somewhat deep here.
And now it'll be up to the Queen City defense to try to put a stop. They've got to figure out some way to stop this Alaska offense from scoring another touchdown. So far, they've not been able to find any way to do it. The whirling dervish of Robert Merrill spins his way up to the 20. Let's take a look at the receiving yard leaders. These are the stats coming into the week. Optimus Klein with 616 yards. That is number 1 in the league. He also has 5 touchdowns, by the way, which is tied for number 1. You can see Ken Gossett from Tallahassee, Matt Burnham from San Francisco, and others. First down and 10, free play as the Corsairs have jumped off sides. That is absolutely not what they needed. Pass is complete to Optimus Klein at the top of the screen. Looks like it'll be a gain of 9. This penalty should be declined.
Number 53, defense, the penalty is
Jeff Duffy jumping off sides there, trying to get an early jump. He had three sacks last week. As we see the league leaders in sacks, Jeff Duffy with 4.5. He's slowly climbing his way up the board. So, 3 of them were from last week alone. So, wanted to get a bit of a jump there and see if he could get another sack so he could take over position number 2 on that board. Couldn't do it on that play. Brings up a 2nd down and 2. J.W. Doyle easily getting the down, and Morris scooting his way up to the 37-yard line. And the Storm just picked right up where they left off, Matt, and they just keep on plugging away.
And Doyle looks like he's been working out because he was getting, just demolished for 1 or 2 yards early on in the season, but now he seems to be carrying defenders for 4 or 5. And again, with this offense, that makes all the difference in the world.
Alaska looking like they're content to continue running the ball. Handing it off to Doyle again.
Oh,
This time
guess
level
who?
at the line. This has got to be Avery King.
Yeah. Look at that neck roll.
I mean, that was just a King tackle right there. You can just when you see a just a big man. I mean, 6'3", 245 pounds of man flying horizontal through the air and just sending the runner flipping backwards. You know that's Avery King.
Yeah, it's nobody else.
Ball is
Oh,
carried
God.
up the middle.
Guess who?
King trying to take off Doyle's head. Doyle's able to gain 3, brings up a 3rd and 7. And Matt, this is probably the best chance that Queen City has had all night to put a stop to this this Alaska offense.
This is when Alaska will drive you nuts and go to that play action.
Yeah.
Oh,
Queen City playing up close though. They may have learned from previous mistakes. Quick pass, and that
Yeah.
one's batted away. And the Queen City defense does the impossible. Tanner Hendricks swatting the ball down, and they put a stop to the drive. Alaska's going to have to punt. I didn't even know they had a punter.
Yeah, it's the tutu guy. You know, he's big in the ballerina
June Tutu.
circles.
That's right. June Tutu on to punt for the Storm.
Also starring in the Nutcracker coming this Christmas.
Oh, Matt, I don't know what I'm going to do with you.
Every week.
Every week, I need a replacement analyst. Nobody ever steps up. Sanchez going nowhere on that one. We're going to take a short break. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on the 11 Sports Network.
If you're buried in student loan debt, dealing with a tough job market, and scrambling every month to pay your student loans, it's easy to get late or behind. And that's when the problems start. We can help. We can bundle all your loans into one new lower monthly payment as long as you qualify and meet certain criteria. This is a call you need to make. It's free. So call now and solve your student loan problems.
Welcome back. Alaska just had a 6-play drive. It only went for 20 yards, and then they had to punt it away. And that is the difference right now here with Queen City finally getting the ball back with an opportunity to close the gap.
Whoa.
Firing over the middle. Nice pass. That one's hauled in and completed all the way up at the 44-yard line. Chris Curtis with another reception on the night.
Yeah, and I think Caswell had a blimp in his face. We're not going to see it, but he was under siege, and luckily Chris Curtis got open in the middle of the field and then got decapitated by Ryan Tobin.
Let's go.
Someone must have been practicing their tackling drills over the break.
6 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the first half. Ball is handed off to Willis. Jared Willis with a rare run. Gains 3 on that one up to the 47-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Shout out to everybody in the chat. AJ Pick 6, Vancouver Legion, TMG 82, Look Alive 24, Mighty RX, Football Dude 93. Hi, Colin. J Core, Swole 2011, AJ Today Jackson, and so many more. You can see the chat on your screen. If you'd like to join in on the chat, go to twitch.tv/11sports next, and you can join in on the live chat with
How was that not a
us
first down?
here today. I don't know. It looked like it was pretty close. They mark it as a 3rd and inches, or 3rd and a chest hair, as Chris Curtis would say.
I would not.
Caswell to throw, hit as he releases, and that one's batted away and incomplete. Matt, this might be a good opportunity for them to try to go for it.
I would. But also, I think it was a mistake for them to no huddle on 3rd and inches. You get your heavy set in there and you just go to town. You don't mess around. Quarterback sneak, whatever it takes. But they try to throw it out of a no huddle when they're running a 3-3. That's not what you're looking for.
And they do have the offense out on the field still. And they snap the ball. Caswell, quick pass.
Oh, my God.
Batted away, and they have just given Alaska a gift.
Wah, 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 wah. I'm sorry, but 3rd and inches, you come out 5 wide, and I mean, it wasn't the best pass either. Caswell needed to lead him further inside, and he didn't do that. And
It was well defended too. I mean, let's give credit where it's due. I mean, that
yeah,
was well defended. He read the slant jumped it, nearly picked it off. But
man,
Jared Willis, Matt, only with 2 rushes so far on the night, and we are midway through the second quarter.
I think you got to test the Alaska defense a little bit more than that.
Well, the Alaska offense back out on the field. Check down to J.W. Doyle. That one well defended. Nacho Sicario taking the play out of Avery King's playbook and knocking Doyle down. 2nd down and 3 after a short gain.
Put a little cheese sauce on Doyle there with that hit. Oh.
There's the Nacho.
Nachos.
Patrolling the backfield. Defensive backfield, that is. Offset I formation on 2nd down. Cochran back to throw. Checks it down to Doyle on the top of the screen. Doyle with 1st down yardage and more. Gets his way all the way up to the 34-yard line, and they are already in scoring range for Aaron DeHood, their kicker.
Yeah, I'm a little scared. Alaska's rounding into form. Doyle's breaking tackles like Jason Williams did. If that happens, it's gonna be tough for the other teams to play Alaska. Luckily, we got them out of the way early.
And by we, of course, you're referring to Mexico City. For those of you who don't know, Matt Wilson is the Hall of Fame quarterback of the Mexico City Aztecs. Cochran back to throw, firing deep down the right sideline. That one is caught, hauled in by Jeff Como, his 4th reception of the night. 1st down and goal.
I don't think Alaska can do any wrong besides that last drive. I didn't see much down the field, but man, yeah, Como was wide open. Tried to swat the ball away, did Tanner Hendricks, but he was quite out of position.
Yeah,
this
and now Alaska offense is just picking the defense apart.
I smell some Doyle, and it doesn't smell good for Queen City.
Cochran under center, hands the ball up to Doyle, running straight up the middle. Well defended. Only a gain of 1. 2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line.
Yeah, it's really important here for Queen City to hold Alaska to a field goal because being down 28-7 at the half, not looking too hot.
No, that would definitely be painful. Now, Alaska did kick the ball to start the game, so Queen City would get it back after the half.
There's
Doyle's in again, pounding his way straight up the middle. And I know you didn't want it to be 28-7, Matt, but it looks like we are a point away.
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike, you scolded me earlier. It's only 27. So. What's good for the goose is good for the dags.
3 minutes, 33 seconds to go, and Commissioner/producer Cameron Irvine just reminding me that Alaska will get the ball to start the second half. So, absolutely not the situation that Queen City wants to be in, but this is the situation that they have. 28-7 right now. We're going to take a short break. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on the 11 Sports Network. Stay with us.
We are fans, and when our team makes the playoffs, tickets are gone or way too expensive. Since 2015, Shoo-Win has been making sure real fans can get tickets to the biggest games at face value. For a small reservation fee, which start at $10, you can pick your team, game, and seating zone. When your team makes the game, you get the tickets for face value. Visit Shoo-Win at facevaluetickets.com and lock in your tickets today.
Welcome back to Anchorage, Alaska, where the Storm are showing us why they are the 3-time defending champions. Lost 2 in a row, but well on their way right now to another victory. Still plenty of time in this ball game, but nice 3-score lead. That kick deep into the end zone. I'm Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator, joined in the booth by the Hall of Fame quarterback of the Mexico City Aztecs, Matt Wilson. And Matt, we have a lot of new viewers now that we are on the 11 Sports Network. Much broader reach for our viewers to find us. And we'll probably get into a little bit more about who we are and a little bit more history of the league in the second half. And talk about how you can join us and learn more about us. And right now, let's take a look at this drive by Queen City, an extremely important drive as That one is a first down up to the 34-yard line, hauled in by Stephen Hacker. 3 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the first half.
Best case scenario for Queen City here is you have a long sustained drive, put 7 on the board, and then you're way down 28-14. Even though Alaska gets the ball, they're going to get it, presumably 20 to the 30 yard range, and then you can hopefully stop them. That's a big if right now, but you've done it once, you can do it again. Here's where I'd like to see a no huddle right here.
Caswell in the gun, 3 receivers and a tight end on the field. Excuse me, 4 receivers. I can't count. That one's picked off. That didn't work out like you had thought. Return back to the 10-yard line, and that sets Alaska up to extend this lead even further. Matt, I'd hate to say a game is over in the first half, but Ryan Davidson just nailing another nail into the coffin.
I have one word repeating, Mike. Quack, quack.
Wow. Beautiful starting field position for Ron Cochran on this drive, as he's only got 10 yards to go before getting another touchdown. Let's take a look at the league leaders in interceptions so far. Nobody from either of these two teams, but slowly climbing the charts. That pass is checked down to Doyle and untouched into the end zone. This one's getting out of hand.
Doyle resuscitating the ball. Doyle, you've killed it already this game. I think that's his 3rd touchdown of the day.
J.W. Doyle with another touchdown.
Yeah. Watch Doyle just turn on the gas and kind of just run into 57 there saying, yeah, you guys haven't been able to stop me all day. Oh, boy.
Yeah, and that's actually his 4th touchdown. He's got 3 on the ground.
Yeah, I was going to say, it
and
might
a
have been
touchdown
4.
through the air. Shout out to our boys on stats, Stephen Hacker and Optimus Klein. Appreciate both of you gentlemen helping us out in the stats truck, keeping us up to date. And, for those of you that are new to the league looking for a way to get involved and you want to find out something that you can do to help get your name out there, especially if you want to be a player on a team, I can tell you right now, if you're new in the league, there's a lot of new people in the league. If you want an easy way to stand out, get involved in one of the other areas of the league. There's other things that you can do other than just sitting around with a rookie role and chatting away, which is fine too. It's important to, interact with the community. But if you want to get your name known, consider joining the stats team. It's really not complicated. Our head of stats, Mark Lopez, has made it super simple with a really high-tech spreadsheet that does all the math for you, which is great for people like me that, once I get past 10, I don't know what to do unless I take off my shoes, but that creates a whole nother world of problems, So, but yeah. First down and 10 from the Queen City 20-yard line. See if Caswell can get anything going on this drive. Oh. That one's batted away and incomplete. Shout out to people in the chat. Let me start off with Tony Matar. Says, can I get a shout out on TV? Well, there you go. Consider it done. Mastermind 450. J-Core, Mighty Rex, Nacho Sicario in the chat. So many more. Frank Champ 99, TMG 82. He says he's broken. He doesn't have kids. Poor Troy. 3 wide on 2nd down and 10. You can see the chat on your screen. Caswell under pressure. No. Down he goes.
You just got
that to make us again, Matt.
The Hindenburg has crashed. The Hindenburg has crashed. You shouldn't have been. That's what happens when you use hydrogen, folks. Boom. It explodes all over your face, just like Dominguez.
Dominguez, 2 sacks on the night, doubling his season total. Three wide on 3rd down and 20. It's really not looking good for Queen City.
Oh, no!
Coming, Dominguez. He shakes off Dominguez and fumbles into the end zone. Picked up by Queen City, and it's a safety.
Oh, good Lord. It couldn't get any worse.
That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the 11 Sports Network. Stay with us. We're going to take a short break.
Introducing the Hometown Collection by Fanatics. Rep your team in city with this collection of locally inspired graphics designed for the fan. Available at Fanatics.com. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Then get on board with the Tax Admiral and let us steer your way to financial freedom. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, then call me right away. You're in charge with the Tax Admiral.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available.
Introducing the Hometown Collection by Fanatics. Rep your team in city with this collection of locally inspired graphics designed for the fan. Available at Fanatics.com. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
And welcome back. So, interesting call by the refs. It's going to be 4th down and 30 from the goal line. It was not ruled a safety. They ruled that forward progress had stopped just before the fumble had occurred. And therefore, the fumble, I guess, could not be advanced. And it was blown dead at the goal line. So, very short punt by Ricky Matthews will give Alaska 36 yards until the goal line. And once again, just want to mention that chat. So we gave some shout outs. How do you get to that chat? Oh, by the way, Eddie Two Scoops Gage is in the chat now as well, Matt. But how do you get to that? Visit twitch.tv/11sportsnext. And you can join in on the chat that you see on your screen right now and chat live with us and the other viewers watching as Stanley Nordellis gets his best carry of the night, runs up the middle for a gain of 5. And Alaska is obviously going to be content to let this clock tick a little bit, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, they're well within field goal range for DeHue. And, I mean, even a field goal at this point is just adding on to the damage. Don't want to risk a turnover here, so just run the ball and kick your field goal and be happy. 38-7.
That one handed off again, running up the middle, and then now going against everything we said.
Sure, why not?
Doyle on that carry. 3rd down and 1. They're going to go into the hurry up. Cochran to throw. Pressure coming. Pressure running by Cochran. Cochran's running out, and he's going to take it himself.
Look
down
out!
to the 20, the 10, and he slides to safety down at the 11-yard line with a minute to go. Matt, quarterbacks can take off every once in a while, too.
Riverboat Ron showing the wheels there. He was taking a big risk, but now they got on the 11 with every timeout imaginable.
Alaska looking like they're going to put some even more points on the board. Play action for Cochran, throwing to the top of the screen. That one should have been intercepted. That could have been a game changer right there. Pharaoh Reigns, I believe, had his hands on it. He should have been able to run all the way back for a touchdown if he had picked that off. But
I've been informed that's the longest run of Cochran's career. I believe it. I think a 2-yard run is probably the longest of his career.
Yeah, Ron Cochran is many things, Matt, but he is not known for his mobility. 2nd down and 10. Ron Cochran doing what he does best and throwing the ball, checking it down to Doyle, and Alaska will burn a timeout. 3rd down and 4 from the 5-yard line.
Because why not? We got 3 of them. Might as well use one. So interesting here if they're going to just run it with Doyle, and if he doesn't get the first, just kick the field goal. If they're going to take the risk and throw. I don't know. I'm just content with run. Oh, never mind.
Cochran in the gun. Cochran looking, pressure coming, fires towards the end zone, incomplete. And for the first time tonight, Alaska's going to have to settle for a field goal.
What a settle. Well, they did go 3 and out, or they had to punt at least once, so it's not really settling.
They did.
So, but still, I mean, we've got an entire game score on our hands to half, as far as Alaska's concerned.
So, Matt, it sounds like Tony Matar is going to sign up. It says shout out to Seattle. So, holy smokes, somebody from the West Coast. There's really not many of them floating around, it seems. But, yeah, it looks like Tony Matar is going to join in our Discord. And
bring the kids, too.
Yeah, Cameron Irvine in the chat letting them know that you can bring your kids in. So, yeah, I mean, I've got a few members of my family involved in the league. I have my oldest son, Nick Daggs. He is a middle linebacker for the Mexico City Aztecs. And then my youngest son, Jeffrey Daggs, is the free safety, also the kick and punt returner, who's quickly approaching a record in the SFL. If Gabriel Manning from San Francisco would stop getting kick return touchdowns, maybe Jeffrey would actually have a chance to get that record. But I digress. And I have a player as well, on the tight end on the Mexico City Aztecs, Matt Wilson, the Hall of Fame quarterback of the Mexico City Aztecs. So we got, a big old Mexico City connection here. But yeah, by all means, bring your whole family in. Caswell throwing over the middle. That one complete for a first down, 16 seconds to go. And I don't know if they're going to have time to get any more points on the board, Matt.
You never know. One big time. Oh, well.
And 5 seconds. I think that might be the final
Timeout.
play. And they call a timeout finally after letting a lot of time burn the clock.
Oh, yeah.
Oldest son, Nick Daggs. He is a middle linebacker.
Eric Barkley's going to be ripping what hair he has left out at this point. His team just came out flat. Yeah, he's yelling at Caswell. So he's balding already, so, not good for the hairline stress.
3 seconds to go. This should be the final play of the first half. 3 wide for Caswell. Caswell under center. Willis with another rare handoff. His only 4th rushing attempt of the night. That goes nowhere. That's going to bring us to the end of the first half. Your score after 2 quarters of play: Alaska 38, Queen City 7. We'll take a brief halftime break, look at some stats and highlights from the first half. And Matt, this is not really how I thought this game was going to go. We talked about it in the opening. Alaska is on a 2-game skid right now, which is very rare for them. And it was one of those extremely brief halftime breaks. So let me get to the point. Alaska was definitely looking to rebound from a 2-game skid. You had to know that it wasn't going to be 3 losses. It hasn't happened in franchise history, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen here tonight. 38-7 after 2 quarters of play, and we are ready for quarter number 3 to begin. Ricky Matthews kicks it away, and it's a short kick back to the 11-yard line, returned up to the 29-yard line. And Matt, there's quite the deficit here. 31 points behind, and they don't have the ball.
Yeah.
Is there anything that Queen City can do to get back in this one? I mean, I think if they were to come back at this point, it would probably be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, comebacks in history.
It is. It would be the biggest. I think it's got to be in the 20s. We're past that point. Pick 6 right here would be a good start.
Doyle carrying the ball up the middle for obviously a huge difference in the ball game, Matt. 3 touchdowns for Doyle, and Willis has been kind of non-existent.
What did I say in the opening, Mike? The running game didn't have to be spectacular, just had to be efficient and score in the red zone. And look at those red zone scores. Doyle has 4.
4 wide, play action for the Storm. Out route to the bottom of the screen. That one's tipped and batted away. Well defended. Brings up a 3rd down and 5. And, you said that a pick 6 would really be a great way to start. But what would also be a great way to start, Matt? A 3 and out. That wouldn't be too shabby either.
One step at a time. But I like them playing up here. You can't give them that kind of cushion. Maybe a sack? That would be nice. We'll see what happens.
Play action. Firing over the middle. Wide open. And another easy first down up to the 44-yard line. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Eddie Gage, Frank Champ, Mighty RX, Swall 2011, TMG 82, J Core, Tony Matar, who I believe is going to be our newest member in our Discord community. You can see the chat on your screen. How do you get to the chat? Twitch.tv/11sportsnext. How do you find out more about this league? Visit our website at simulationfl.net. There you can find out all sorts of information, the history of the league, the stats in the league, our current standings, the schedule, all sorts of information. You can find out more about the teams. You can, see who's got players on those teams, read about the stats that they have for their entire career. It's actually kind of insane how much data is on that website. You know what's the most important thing on that website, though, Matt? There's a link to join our Discord community. If you go to simulationfl.net right now, you can join our Discord community, and you too can become part of the league. You can get your own user player here on one of these teams. Teams are always looking for players, but you're going to want to get in soon. Why? Because the league seems to be more popular than ever. We've had a lot of people joining over these past couple of weeks now.
I wonder why.
Well, I think it might have something to do with 11 Sports, Matt.
No way.
Viewership on 11 Sports is a new partnership that we have, and really appreciate the opportunity as we have a deep pass by Cochran over the middle. Optimus Klein just tearing it up tonight. First down and 10 from the 12-yard line. Unbelievable.
It's just dot. That middle has been just soft all night long. Short, middle, deep,
Yeah. Well, you get it past Avery King, and the rest of the defense is they've been caught napping many, many times tonight. Let's take a look at the leaders in receiving yards. Optimus Klein at the top of that board, and obviously carrying it away, adding on even more yards tonight so far with 62 yards on 5 receptions. That pass to the top of the screen, good for a gain of 5. Robert Merrill, not to be outdone, he's getting involved too. That was his third catch now with 23 yards on the night. How do we have all these stats at our fingertips, Matt? Shout out to the stats team, Stephen Hacker and Optimus Klein, both helping us out tonight. Stephen Hacker doing a phenomenal job keeping this sheet updated and giving us up to the second stats on who is doing what, so that we can make this broadcast even better than it would be without him. That's for sure. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Batted away. And, Matt, that's what I was getting at earlier. That shallow middle has not really been that open. Avery King's been patrolling that one pretty well. But you get it past King, and that's where the big plays have been plentiful.
And they were impressed man there, and everyone was covered. So it's been a better look for them than dropping back into zone. Here we go again.
2 receivers with over 25-yard long passes on the night so far. Caswell in the gun, steps up into the pocket, fires into coverage, and that one is incomplete. Thought it might have been hauled in, but the refs say no. Jose Galliano, I think he might have been hit by King. Yep.
Oh.
Yep, there he is, Matt.
Hide those children.
Galliano says,
Mr.
touchdown.
Matar.
King says no. Not happening. King's had quite enough touchdowns out of Alaska tonight. Puts an end to that one.
King me.
Avery King quickly approaching double-digit tackles on the night. One of the all-time leading tacklers in league history, which, hey, by the way, is something that you can find out at simulationfl.net. There's career leaderboards where you can check out all the stats from all the way back in season 1. Extra point is up and through. Excuse me, that is a field goal. That one's up and through, extending the lead to 41-7. We'll be back after a short break. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on the 11 Sports Network.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call Low Cost Airlines. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available.
Are you being audited and do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a tax doctor now.
And welcome back. Aaron Dahoud has his hand in the air ready to kick the ball back off to the Corsairs. Davo Sanchez takes this one out of the end zone, trying to get a little spark going for Queen City, but he can't. That one's only returned up to the 19-yard line. And before we get this drive started, why don't we take a quick game break? I'm going to turn it over to SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Cam, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Mike Daggs. And for those of you wondering out there, is Alaska one of the best teams? Well, they have been in the last few seasons, but how about some other undefeated teams in the SFL right now? There are only 3 left: the Baltimore Vultures, the Atlanta Swarm, and the Seattle Tyrants. As Caswell picks up a first down. Seattle took out Mexico City last night 38-27 to improve to 4-0. The Atlanta Swarm play tomorrow night against the New Orleans Pharaohs, and the Baltimore Vultures shut down the Fury 19-7. Just 3 unbeaten teams left as we round out Week 5. Back to Mike Daggs, Matt Wilson, Stephen Hacker, and Optimus Klein, and the rest of our crew at the eye.
Thank you, Cam. Appreciate it. Caswell checking it down on the top of the screen. That one good for a gain of 3. And, you know, Matt, we have a couple of games coming up tomorrow night on the 11 Sports Network. It's important to note all times are in Central Time. You can see the Atlanta Swarm at the New Orleans Pharaohs and Denver at Houston. Those games at 6 p.m. and 8:30.
Family, friends, and all vaqueros. Vaqueros.
Dad, stop.
Everywhere. All right.
Drew will give to Swearingen wide. It's stopped in the backfield by Harley Stone, number 74, and up he forced to settle for.
Sad.
Well, let's keep an eye on the snap here. We've, as I said, we've seen dicey ones already. That's a perfect one.
And it is through from
for a nice gain. First down, Queen City.
A nice grab there in traffic, but sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures, and just reach up and help your quarterback. Nice job by
That's James Matthew Jr. Undrafted rookie, James Matthew Jr., 6'7", 265-pound tight end. And Matt, it's always helpful to have those big tight ends as a check down option, huh?
The bigger the better, I always say.
Split backs in the backfield for Caswell. Fires to a receiver who's on a very deep comeback route, and that is James Matthew Jr. again. Now 2nd down and 3.
They found the solution. Just throw it to Matthews. Or Matthew.
2nd and 7.
Throwing to Matthew or passing from a Matthew is always a good idea.
I was waiting for something like that to come from you. James Matthew Jr. now the leading receiver on the Queen City offense so far tonight. 4 receptions, 64 yards on 5 targets. Has a touchdown, long of 26. I think that we just saw that earlier. That one deep over the middle, and that one is caught by Chris Curtis up to the 21-yard line. I thought he might have gotten inside the red zone. They'll rule him down at the 21.
Yeah, finally a hole in this Alaska defense. Curtis with a nice slide there to avoid getting just destroyed.
So 1st down and 10 from the 21-yard line. 3 wide. Caswell, 7-step drop, checks it down to Willis behind the line of scrimmage, and he is absolutely plowed. Gain of only 1. Evan Carroll in on the tackle. 2nd down and 9 from the 19.
Oh, that was a 1 yard of a lot of pain.
Empty backfield here on 2nd down and 9. Caswell fires over the middle. That one nearly picked off, but Chris Curtis hauls it in. It's going to be a 1st down and goal from the 7-yard line.
And this is their best drive in ages since the no huddle.
Nice poster out by Chris Curtis. Nearly swatted away by Davidson, but can't quite get there. 1st down and 10. Wow,
none of these are easy completions.
No, this Alaska defense is good. I mean, that's the trouble with facing Alaska. Their offense is excellent. Their defense is excellent. See what Caswell can do here as he fires into the end zone, and there you go. 2nd Queen City touchdown of the night comes here in the 3rd quarter and narrowing the gap a little bit.
Yeah, nice throw by Caswell. Over the middle was wide open for once. It really hasn't had many open throwing lanes. He just had to, throw it up and hope his receivers make a great play. But that one was a little bit easier.
Extra point try forthcoming. Ricky Matthews on the field. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter here in the I at Anchorage, Alaska. 41-14 is your score. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on the 11 Sports Network. We're going to take a short break. Stay with us.
Psst. Hey, over here. Hi. Do me a favor. Could you invest that for me with Stash? With Stash, you can start investing with just $5. That's right. Get your phone out. With Stash, you can invest in stocks and funds you like. You can also start planning for the future by opening a retirement account. They even have a Learn section where you can learn how to invest safely and confidently. I do it myself, but I only have arms, no thumbs.
And welcome back to the I.
A mat that shakes and intimidates. I do one, but not the other.
Yeah, you do shake quite a bit, but intimidates maybe a kitten. J.W. Doyle carrying that ball up the middle. You should get a cat, Matt. I was just thinking about that.
My dad hates animals.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. 1 yard gain on that play.
He said the 3 of us kids were enough.
Well, yeah, that's true. I've met all 3 of you, and I wouldn't want any more living creatures after that. Oof. Oh. Oof. All right, we're off track. So, Ron Cochran, under center, trips formation to the bottom of the screen. Cochran stepping up. Pressure coming. Down he goes. And now the Queen City defense is starting to wake up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Hasten in on that sack.
They got Hasten and Duffy, but they've been quiet as a church mouse.
They really have. Yeah, that's not what they're looking for. Kyrie Hasten was the 12th pick in the draft, this past rookie draft, and they're looking for him to make an impact, and that was his third sack on the season.
What was that? Okay, it was incompletion. I thought it was a pick.
Right. Intimidates maybe a kitten. J.W. Doyle.
But it was incomplete, so we'll get the Nutcracker boy back out for a...
I wouldn't want any more living creatures after that. Oof. Oof. All right, we're off track. So, Ron Cochran, under center, trips formation to the bottom of the screen.
Another punt.
June Tutu back out on the field for the punt. And Matt, I'd love to give a shout out to everybody in the chat, but Andy Hamilton is like full bore. He's just burst into song, and it's borderline ridiculous. So, high snap. That one corralled in by the punter.
11 Sports needs to ban that account.
Vancouver Legion must go. But, well, Matt, we're going to shout out to the chat anyway. Thank you for joining us, everybody who in the Twitch chat with us. And I also appreciate everybody who's watching us wherever you pick up the 11 Sports Network. Appreciate everybody being here with us tonight for the Fan Night Game of the Week. This one a little lopsided. Usually the Fan Night Game of the Week is a little closer, but well, when it's the Alaska Storm and it's us calling it, it seems to just about always be a blowout.
Ooh.
Nice pass over the middle that time. That one is complete to the tight end again, James Matthew Jr., continuing to pile on the yards for his stat line. Another first down in Alaska territory.
I mean, this all looks really good, Mike, but I mean, look at the clock. There's like 2 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah.
They need to get a move on, a little giddy up.
At this point, I would just, I mean, don't you think they should just say, all right, well, Jared Willis really hasn't done anything for us in the running game tonight. Go ahead and fill up the Gatorade cups on the sideline. We're going 5 wide, no huddle again, like we did on that one scoring drive.
Exactly.
That pass caught by Stephen Hacker at the top of your screen. 2nd down and 8. So how do you join in on the Twitch chat that I mentioned? Well, you go to twitch.tv/11sportsnext, and you too can join in on the live chat with the folks watching the game and also with us in the broadcast booth. You can see the Twitch chat on your screen right now, but please head on over to the 11 Sports Next Twitch page and join in on the chat so you can talk with us here tonight.
Holy crap!
It's a run by Willis.
Crikey!
That's a Wild Willis on the loose, Matt.
Oh, he's a big one.
Well, not really. He's only 5'11", but you know, at least he got a first down.
The average male is like 5'10", so technically he's bigger than average.
See, if you tune into our broadcast, you can learn fun facts like that. Matt, do you also want to teach them the other name for a woodchuck, or too soon? Maybe in the 4th quarter?
Yeah.
All right, that'll be a 4th quarter fun fact. So stay with us, and you too can learn the other fun name for the woodchuck as we see Alex.
Or a
Dominguez.
groundhog.
Or a groundhog, same thing. Or, you know, I'll give you a clue. It's not land beaver, even though that is one of the alternative names for a woodchuck. But I digress. There's a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Caswell hands the ball off to Willis, spinning his way up to the 28-yard line. I'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. And, you know, a field goal really is not going to do them any good. They got to keep on pouring on touchdowns. So get what you can here on 3rd down and go for it if you don't get the first, I would think. Right, Matt?
I don't understand where this was in the 1st quarter. This is when you want to run the ball. Now you don't have enough time to be doing this. This is what's worked from a lot of the time.
Well, except for when they threw that untimely pick to Ryan Davidson. But
well, you know, with the no huddle it did. So we'll see. Is it feast or famine?
Caswell to throwing to the bottom of the screen. And that one is complete to Chris Curtis, but only a gain of about 4. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 2. And, you know, like I said, I think they should go for it, but it looks like they're trotting out Ricky Matthews to put some points on the board.
Yeah, I mean,
or maybe
not.
Ricky
I was gonna
Matthews
say, did it look like the punter? No, that's not the punter either.
He got halfway out to the field and then back to the pine he goes. 5 wide, 4th down and 2. Will they go for it? I don't think they should be wasting any clock here, but you know, or timeouts for that matter. Caswell calling a timeout. He chickened out.
Nobody calls me chicken needles. That's what Caswell's saying to
Eric Barkley over there.
Yeah, it's like you're a chicken. No, I'm not.
I didn't know that Eric Barkley's nickname was Needles.
Now you know Eric Needles Barkley.
So Ricky Matthews back out onto the field. What a nice mustache. This one from 40 yards out, centered in the middle of the hash marks. Good snap. Kick is up. It is away, and it is good from 40 out. You know, I guess it's narrowing the gap, but 41-17, 9 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. It's quite the uphill climb here still.
It's the climb. Yes. To quote Miley Cyrus, it's the climb, and that's like a drop of water into a giant empty ocean. As far as Queen City is concerned, they're going to need a lot more water than that.
Ricky Matthews kicking the ball away. Robert Merrill standing back at his own 7-yard line, 12-yard line. Returning it up the left side of the field. That one all the way up to the 30. 4 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Probably get one snap. And look at that, Matt. J-Core in the chat already knows the nickname. He remembers from last time.
No.
He remembers that. Man, I'm just impressed somebody remembered.
Spoiler alert.
There's
Spoiler alert.
Still 4 seconds to go. It was supposed to be a fourth quarter thing. J-Core, come on. J.W. Doyle carrying the ball up the middle, and that will be the way that we end the third quarter. Put your fours up. There's still 1 quarter to go. Anything could happen here in the SFL. 41-17 your score. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the 11 Sports Network. Stay with us.
Of all the moments you share with your best friend, the greatest could be the moment you save her life. Every second counts in cardiac arrest. Learn hands-only CPR and be the difference for someone you love.
Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on the 11 Sports Network is brought to you in part by Nation's Best Football, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players to secure the bag, by ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the SFL, by Sector 6 custom esports jerseys and apparel and the exclusive SFL shop provider, and by Spygo, dedicated to the craft of audio. Aerial shots such as these of Anchorage, Alaska, brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. Thank you, everybody, for staying with us here in the beginning of the fourth quarter here. Your score after 3, 41 for Alaska, 17 for Queen City. I am Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator tonight, joined in the booth with the Hall of Fame quarterback Matt Wilson. Joining us in the stats truck tonight is Stephen Hacker, an optimist. Yeah, it's the Roadmaster.
We got two in the Roadmaster. That might be, over the limit.
It's definitely putting a strain on.
We
the
don't have
AC
any heat in
tonight.
that thing. No, boy.
No, we don't. Also joining Stephen Hacker is Statman in training Optimus Klein, and our producer and commissioner Cameron Irvine, running things for us behind the scenes. Appreciate everybody being here with us. And you know what, Matt? There's also the fine folks over at the 11 Sports Network who are also doing their part to get this production out to the masses tonight. Free play for Alaska, and Cochran takes advantage with a slick pass over the middle to Jeff Como. Let's see what this call is, but it looked like Jeff Duffy jumped off sides again.
Number 53, defense. The penalty.
And they do decline it. It is another offsides by Jeff Duffy. Matt, he's really trying to get that jump. You know, he is one of the sack leaders, currently sitting there in 4th place, as you can see on your screen behind Ghibli Dew, Denzel Maverick, William Davidson, 4.5 sacks. So, you know, Duffy trying to add on to that total, trying to get that quick jump. Had 3 sacks last week against Oklahoma City, helped making the difference in that game, but hasn't been able to make an impact tonight. Up the middle.
It looked like he turned the wrong way, but, you know, whatever works for J.W. Doyle. Just like I said, that's all I'd be doing if I'm Alaska, is giving the ball to Doyle and bouncy house Nordellis, and even if he bounces, at least he gets, you know, time runs off the clock.
Yeah, and, you know, the Queen City defense has stepped up. They've done their part here so far in the second half, and even late in the first half. You know, we were talking about it early on, Matt, about, you know, they need to put a stop to these Alaska drives. Let's take a look at the drive summaries for Alaska. Their first 3 drives, 4 drives, nope, 5 drives were all touchdowns. Then they finally were held to a field goal. No, 5 drives, Matt, not 5 guys.
Oh.
So 5 touchdowns, then a field goal, and then another field goal. Then they were actually held to a punt. And there was actually another punt in there, too, before. Actually, it was right after their 4th. Oh, look, a fumble, and that one's caught, or recovered, I should say, by Queen City. I'm not sure they're going to actually rule that a fumble. I think it might be time for an infamous Max Paul flag throwing.
Conspiracy. I think he had possession. I think he had 2 feet. And
Avery King, did you see that hit? Holy
yeah,
smokes.
well, he's been playing checkers all day long.
There it is. Max Paul threw that red flag all the way to center that time. We want to make sure the ref could see that one.
Let's see how much he paid off the ref this time. I think this is a fumble. I think it was an incomplete pass. Watch. Possession.
That's one of those.
1-2.
No,
he had 2 feet down.
That's a bang bang play, as they say, Matt. See what the call is. See who's right. The play stands. The Matt Wilson.
Right.
That's why you're the Hall of Famer, and I am just me, a lowly tight end on the Mexico City Aztecs.
You're a good blocker.
I block for Ray Bentley with the best of them.
So that's huge for Queen City. They get the ball back.
They do.
Now they got to score quickly.
A.J. Caswell with a quick pass to the bottom of the screen.
Oh.
That one hauled in by Chris Curtis, gain of 6. And, Matt, they really should just be going into the hurry-up right now.
Yeah, they got to go with their best. I mean, they got to try some deep throws. I want to see him push the ball down the field a little bit more. And, you know, what do you got to lose?
Yeah,
besides
other
stats?
than the game.
It's 47 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. But watch this.
The counterplay, the guards blocked beautifully, and he just picked his way through traffic, and nobody so much as touched him.
Yeah, just nice job, Charleston. They just get hat on hat and kind of get a little bit of a wall.
That was about a
steal.
70-yard touchdown run by Keith Swearingen.
Wow.
His longest run of the day by far.
Swearingen came in averaging 6 yards a carry. Let's see what this game YPC looks like here when we get our updated stats.
Good. So with 8:47 to go, Charleston in front 24-17. You're watching Simulation Football League, presented by AP Music on 11 Sports Network.
In on the coverage. 2nd down and 10 for Caswell. Hands the ball off to Jared Willis. Finally getting some running lanes up the middle. Gains 9. Brings up a 3rd down and 1. And, you know, Matt, I'm glad to see Willis getting involved. But, you know, you said it earlier on. You know, I think it was late in the 3rd quarter. Where was this in the first half? You know, these runs from Willis.
Yeah, because Alaska only has one linebacker and champion. So if you can get past Dominguez, you might have some open field in front of you.
There's Willis again getting his way up to a first down, leveled by Ryan Tobin, but first down in Alaska territory, and they got to score. They got to get some points on the board.
Taking too much time. You got to go 4 wide, 5 wide, get Curtis out, and just a streak, throw it deep, see what happens. Deep post route, something. You need 20, 25-yard chunks.
A.J. Caswell checks it down to Jared Willis in the backfield, and the groan of Matt Wilson tells me that that's not the play you wanted to see, Matt.
I saw 2 tight ends, and I'm like, no. Not. The Queen City defense is lacking that spark. I don't know what it is, but it's just there's no explosion in their offense. They need those explosive plays. It's great if you're ahead, but if you're behind, you're SOL.
Yep.
Oh,
that pass batted away again. It's just, you know what I think it is? The throws I've seen from Caswell tonight really don't have any zip on the ball. I mean, some of them get there if the receivers are wide open, but like that one, the ball just seemed to kind of hang.
Yeah, and he's throwing it to the far side of the field, which I normally like. But again, it's press man. In that case, again, Alaska is just daring Queen City to beat them deep, and they're not throwing it deep. So they can just press them, and these short out routes aren't going to be very effective because they're getting blown up right at the line. See, even here, they're in press man. See if they can beat them over the top.
Take a look at the bottom of the screen. Although it looks like there is a deep safety on that side. Unless that is a safety. Going deep on the top, and that one is complete. And first down and goal from the 10-yard line. And gosh, just piling on the stats tonight. James Matthew Jr. with another big reception. That's going to put him over 100 yards.
Hey, look, they listened to me and it worked. Matthew beat the press, hit him over the top. Boom, big play. They need about 40 more of those, and we might be tied.
118 yards for James Matthew Jr. on 6 catches. Already has 1 touchdown pass. To see if he can get in the end zone for another.
Slants here, they're playing way off. That's what I'd be looking at.
Caswell looking to throw, firing over the middle into triple coverage, and that one batted away. Looked like he had a target, but he tried to hit Hacker. I think Matthew was actually open in the end zone, Matt.
Yeah, they didn't. The slants weren't short enough, and I know you don't want to, too short at this point. But when you see the defense playing that far back, you got to audible to something a little bit shorter, and then get that run after catch yardage. Hopefully for the score.
Split backs in the backfield for Caswell on second down. Plenty of room at the top of the screen. And they will run it. That one handed off to Willis. And very short gain on that one will bring up a 3rd down and goal.
Well, see, if you're looking at Queen City's offense, right, you got Caswell as far as their higher played players. You have Willis, who they haven't used very much, so then all you've got is Curtis Hacker and the undrafted tight end. So you're not using your running game. You're low on weapons.
Caswell, pump fake, throws. There's a flag on the play, and that one's batted away. Not sure if it was holding or what.
Yeah, it looks like it might be holding. I don't know. Oh, boy.
And that one is holding against Queen City, offensive holding. Alaska will decline the penalty. It'll bring up a 4th down and goal. And
gotta go.
Yeah, I would think that they just got to go for it anyway, which is why I'm kind of surprised that Alaska didn't want to back them up a little. But I guess they feel comfortable with their lead, feel comfortable with their defense. And we're totally wrong. They trot out Ricky Matthews, and they're going to go for a 24-yard field goal try. 24 yards away from the right hash. Kick is up, and it is good. No, it's off the right.
Oh, my good Lord.
No good. Queen City can't get out of their own way tonight. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the 11 Sports Network. We're going to take a short break. Stay with us.
Support your favorite college at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed fan gear from more than 500 colleges. Every conference, every team. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Then get on board with the Tax Admiral and let us steer your way to financial freedom. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, then call me right away. You're in charge with the Tax Admiral.
And welcome back to the Eye in Anchorage, Alaska. You're watching the Simulation Football League. It's presented by APM Music on the 11 Sports Network. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight, wherever you are watching the 11 Sports Network. But, you know, if you want a place to watch it where you can also join in on our live chat, you can go to twitch.tv/11sportsnext, and you can join in on the live chat that takes place during the games. Shout out to the people in the chat with us still. AJ Today, Jackson, Iceman, Gervin 44, Vancouver Legion, Mighty RX, Eddie Gage, also known as Two Scoops.
Mike's still waiting for his.
I'm still waiting for my 2 scoops. We just had the second ever Simulation Football League convention. This one was in Atlanta, Georgia. I flew all the way to Atlanta just to meet Eddie Gage and get 2 scoops, and I got 0 scoops. So I flew home the same day. I couldn't bear to stay after being denied the scoops.
It's tough, even if you only had, 1 scoop. Come on, just give him 1
No,
scoop.
He was fresh out of scoops, I guess. So what is the Simulation Football League? Oh, let's take a look at that nice sack first. Finally getting a little bit of pressure on Alaska's offense, but that one might be too little too late. That's Tommy Smith again, his second sack of the night. But what is the Simulation Football League? It's a controllerless e-sport where the coaches will assemble game plans and submit them to the league, and those plans are then executed by the AI in the simulated games that you see here. They are called by live broadcasters such as myself. I'm Mike Daggs, and I'm on play-by-play. Matt Wilson is the Hall of Fame quarterback of the Mexico City Aztecs. He is on color commentary tonight and always when he's with me, because I don't trust him to do play-by-play. I'm kidding, Matt. Love you, buddy. So how do you learn a little bit more about the league? Well, you can visit our website, simulationfl.net. There you can find a link to join our Discord community. Go to the website, click that link, and as long as you have an account on Discord, you can join our Discord server, introduce yourself, and we will get you in on the action. You can have a player in the league. You can join our stats team, our broadcast team, our beat writing team, our multimedia team. There's all sorts of different ways to get involved, especially if you want to get your name out there and you actually, you really want a player on a team. Well, how do you get noticed? Join the stats team. You can help our game day broadcast behind the scenes like Steven Hacker and Optimus Klein are doing right now, and helps get your name noticed by team owners. I know the owner of the Vancouver Legion, Danny Hamilton, absolutely loves plucking players off of my broadcast team and just rounding out his roster with them every season. Says it's a good way to know that the players are going to stay active and involved and be part of the league. So not every game is a blowout like this one is tonight. Unfortunately, we've had a few blowouts this evening as we see this return by Sanchez brings it up just about to midfield. Will give his team some good starting field position. But Matt, tell everybody that's watching a little bit about your history in the league and how you came across it and what your involvement's been so far.
Oh, good Lord! I gave my Hall of Fame speech all over again. I'd like to thank the Academy, the little people that made this all possible, Mr. Cameron.
When did you join the league?
Jeez, like eons ago, for the dawn.
Well,
of
you
time.
are old.
I know. I am. You're older.
I know, by a month.
But I found it on Twitch. Started watching it. Enjoyed what I saw. Applied to become a player. Talked to good old Ramos because he said he needed players, and he said, "Well, either a halfback or a quarterback. Pick one." I go, "Oh, okay, I'll be a quarterback." And I was the last drafted player in the SFL draft.
Mr. Irrelevant.
I was. I am the Tom Brady of the SFL.
Well, he wasn't the last pick, but he was
but he last enough to have a Hall of Fame.
he was pretty overlooked, yeah. And now you're in the SFL Hall of Fame, inducted last year in the first SFL convention and Hall of Fame induction ceremony down in Texas, and had our second Hall of Fame induction ceremony where Eddie Gage and Ray Bentley and others were inducted in Atlanta. AJ Caswell with a little jump pass over the middle, fighting his way, trying to get that first down as Stephen Hackervick comes up just shy, 4th down and 1 from the 44. And Matt, you got me involved in the league. I remember you telling me about the league, and you're like, I'd love to have you as a player in the league, and check it out. And I remember looking at it, thinking, what on earth? What am I watching right now? What is this? And why?
In very kind terms, you said that.
Why are you interested in this? This is just crazy. And the more I watched the game, I was like,
oh man,
oh, wow. 4th down play to Willis dropped. And that's been the story of the night. That's been the story of the night for Queen City. Just nothing seeming to go their way. But anyway, yeah, the more you watch this, the more that you realize just how deep it is. It's intriguing. So anybody watching right now, maybe you're watching on DirecTV, you're just flipping through channels. You have thousands to choose from, and you came across 11 Sports, and maybe you too are sitting there right now thinking, what on earth did I just find? What is this? Well, it's Simulation Football League, and there's a lot to it. There's a lot more. We're not just calling a video game. That's not what this is. There's a lot to it. So, like, for example, J.W. Doyle just carried the ball. J.W. Doyle is associated with a real person. So is Avery King, who you see on your screen right now. In fact, currently there's 12 players on each team that are associated with a real-life player. That's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the 11 Sports Network. Stay with us. We'll finish up our tale of the SFL after this.
What's with Jeremy? He started investing using the Stash app. No matter what he does, he just can't miss.
Totally meant to do that.
No kidding. Yeah. You can invest in stocks and funds you already know. Get started for just $5. And they even have a learn section to teach you as you go. Wow. Sounds great. I know. Anyone can do it.
Nice hustle, guys. Great work.
So welcome back. To wrap up our story, since we only have 2 minutes to go, I'm Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator, joined in the booth by Matt Wilson. This is the Simulation Football League. These teams, we have 21 teams in the league. 12 players on each team are represented by a real-life person. The owners of the team, there's also coaches on the team, and scouts. They are all invested in spending time to put together game plans and scouting their opponents to figure out what sorts of plays that they're running, and trying to put together a game plan to combat what they think the other team is going to do. We also have live chats like the one that you see on your screen on every single one of our broadcasts, which are all performed live and now part of the 11 Sports Network. There's also plenty of things to do behind the scenes, from broadcasting to the stats team, the multimedia team. You can also find us on every single social media platform that exists, except for, I think, MySpace. Stephen Mullinex reminded me of that one.
Snapchat?
I don't know, maybe not Snapchat. Okay, so there's several. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I feel like I'm missing one. Obviously, Discord. You can join our Discord community. Visit our website, simulationfl.net. Alaska going forward on 4th down, and Queen City getting the stop. Turnover on downs at midfield. So the league, Ashley Jackson in the chat just said it perfect. It's amazing, guys. Please join. Visit our website. You can join the Discord community, and you can become part of it. You were just about to say something, Matt. Go ahead.
Nothing important. I said, who would want to Snapchat with Andy Hamilton?
Andy Hamilton, our social media director, and
it's like NyQuil. It puts you to sleep.
Matt and Andy have a love-hate relationship, and look at that pass deep by Caswell, nearly intercepted.
He's just salty he's never won a championship.
Because you see it in the chat, Matt. I said you were Mr. Irrelevant, and what's he got to say? still is Mr. Irrelevant. Come on, Andy. And look what Ashley says right afterwards. Best for last. An Iceman says better late than never. So there's nice people in the league, and there's Andy Hamilton in the league. So, it takes all kinds for a community to work.
Trolls are people too, I guess. They're hairy and stinky.
Second down and 10. That pass, quick one over the middle, gain of 6 will bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Well, at least they're in the no huddle in the right formation.
Yes, absolutely. See if we can get any last-second points on the board in this one.
Whoa,
nice jumping catch. I stole your words, Matt. I stole your words. Caswell fires over the middle. That one's picked off. That'll be the final nail in the coffin for Queen City tonight. They've burned their last time out, and Keyshawn Paul has sealed the fate of the Corsairs. Matt, we talked about it in the opening. Alaska was on a 2-game skid, and they needed to turn that around. Never have they gone with 3 straight losses in their franchise history, and they've been around since season 8, if I recall correctly, and they've never in season 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12, and even now in 13, they haven't ever lost 3 in a row. So they were definitely looking to redeem themselves tonight, and they did so in very convincing fashion, putting up 41 points on the Corsairs.
Yeah, if I'm the other teams in the league, I'm a little scared after this performance. Alaska getting that running game going, rounding into form a little bit. And, sometimes when you're the 3-time defending champions, it takes a little motivation to get you going. Losing 2 in a row might, I can just see Mighty with a whip with all the players saying, go, go, go. Stop slacking off.
Yeah. We don't lose. We win. 3-time champions. We don't lose games. What is this nonsense? Win or you're all fired. He's a tyrant, Matt. But not to be confused with the Seattle Tyrants, which is another Simulation Football League franchise that just stuck it to Matt Wilson's Mexico City Aztecs.
Oh, okay. You're Mexico City Aztecs, too.
You're the quarterback, Matt. The buck stops with you, sir.
It's Ramos's fault.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, it's Molinex's fault. Let's lay blame.
He feels bad about it already, and enough already.
That'll tick away the final seconds in this one. Next up, for the Queen City Corsairs, they will host the New Orleans Pharaohs, who are currently sitting at 1-3. They play tomorrow night. Next up for Alaska, they will host Vancouver here at the I. Vancouver is currently 2-3. Matt, your final thoughts on this one?
If you look at those yardage numbers, they're pretty close, but turnovers and Alaska's running game came to life. I said that in the pregame. It would be a key for them to just not rely only on Ron Cochran throwing the ball, though the middle of the field was open most of the day. Those rushing touchdowns, that one receiving touchdown by Doyle, if those are field goals, different ball game. So props to that, props to their running game, and props to their defense for just clamping down on Queen City's offense.
Absolutely. So tomorrow night, catch another pair of Simulation Football League games here on 11 Sports. First up at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central. The Atlanta Swarm head over to New Orleans to take on the Pharaohs. Then at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, it's the Denver Nightwings visiting the Houston Hyenas. Both games will air live on the 11 Sports Network. So voting for the Week 6 Fan Night Game of the Week will begin shortly. Voting takes place in our Discord server in the Who Ya Got channel. If you're not part of our Discord community, what are you waiting for? Go to simulationfl.net right now, right this very second. You were just watching the highlights. There's nothing better to do. Go to the website, click the link, join the Discord community tonight, and then you too can also join in on that fan night voting. Voting will take place until 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday night. That is tomorrow night, probably right after our last game has been played. Take a look at the player of the game in this one, and it is J.W. Doyle, the fullback. Look at that performance, Matt. 27 rushing attempts, 101 yards, 3 touchdowns. That was definitely the difference.
Yeah, breakout game for him, and now that's someone you have to look out for going forward for Alaska.
This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on the 11 Sports Network, presented by APM Music. For Matt Wilson, Stephen Hacker, Optimus Klein, Cameron Irvine, our commissioner and producer tonight, and everyone here at the Simulation Football League and the 11 Sports Network. I am Mike Dagg saying thank you for joining us, everybody, and have a great night.